The coaches up here and players are on their way in, so we'll kind of go through the procedures real quick. Again, we'll have an opening statement from Coach Barnes on today's victory over Longwood. Then we'll take questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone. Please state your name and affiliation before you ask your question for transcription purposes. Again, after Coach Barnes' opening statement, question for the student athletes. After a few minutes, we'll dismiss those guys, go back to the locker room. Then we'll take questions for Coach Barnes. You're welcome to take still photography of our press conference, but please no video recording. We're doing that for you. And of course, the post-press conference can be found along with the transcription from ASAP at ncaa.veritone.com. We're joined by head coach Rick Barnes, Kennedy Chandler, John Fulkerson, Josiah Jordan Jones, and we're also joined by Santiago Vesconi joining us today as well. With that, let's start with an opening statement from Coach Barnes. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, and first of all, I would really like to congratulate Longwood University on a great year and what Coach Aldridge does with this program and what it stands for is really something that we should all be proud of in college basketball. But with that said, getting ready for them, I was concerned because I think they do a lot of wonderful things on the offensive end. And start of the game, you know, we have been a pretty good ball screen defense, but they were sort of getting pretty much what they wanted out of it, and we decided to go with a switching defense, which I thought bogged them down a little bit. And then offensively, we were patient, working, and we had to work because they make you do that. They do a great job getting in the gaps, but really proud of the approach our guys took, getting ready for this game, and so now it's on to the next one.
All right, with that, questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Let's start with the gentleman right there in the front.
This is for Josiah Jordan James. Hey, so in the first half, it seemed Coach Barnes called a timeout. I think it was right there around the 14-minute mark. And then all of a sudden you guys just went on a hot streak when it comes to shooting. What were the comments from Coach Barnes? What did you guys talk about? Maybe locking down on defense, which led to more scoring on offense?
That was his message, was just talking about getting stops on defense. We knew our offense was going to take care of itself. We weren't really having too much struggle on that end, but it was just talking about getting stops and having our stops and our defense lead to better shots on offense, and that's what we did.
Right here in the front.
John Tripp over here from the Daily Times. Just any extra energy coming into today, considering that you had to watch from the sidelines a year ago?
I really wasn't even worried about that. I was just worried about executing our game plan and focusing on our task at hand.
Santiago, I'm curious, what kind of got you going on the threes today, and was that something that you thought you'd be able to attack with them defensively?
I think definitely my teammates. They are the ones that got me going. They always find me in the right spot at the right time. So I think I couldn't have been able to get all those shots if it wasn't for them trying to get the offense for me at the right time and right spot. So I think it all started on defense when we started to look it a little more, play more aggressive. And then on offense, we're just trying to get the right shot every time. So I wasn't really worried about myself. But then the shots came, so I had to take them.
Right in front.
Rob Lewis from VaultQuest.com for Josiah. A lot of times in these opening rounds, you'll see teams kind of be a little sluggish out of the gate, and you guys, for a team that really doesn't have a ton of NCAA experience, were locked in from the start. What do you attribute that to?
I would say just learning from what happened last year. I feel like last year we were one of those teams who just thought things were going to happen. We weren't really playing desperate. We just talked about this week leading up to this game, just being the more desperate team and knowing that every team in this tournament is a championship team, and so you can't take anything for granted. And I felt like we did a good job in preparing for that.
247 Sports. Josiah and Santi, did shoot-around yesterday feel particularly good for you guys? I mean, did it feel like going into this game as you were shooting the ball well, or is it just something that clicked once the game started?
I wouldn't say it felt any different than any other time. We just go to the gym and shoot around. But, I mean, we each one of us up here and everybody in the locker room, we work tirelessly day in and day out. And so we just tried to do what we practice, shoot the shots that we work on daily. And so I think we're just able to make it because of our work and the time that we put into the gym.
John, what led to so much production for you early on in those first couple of minutes? And then for Josiah and Santi, just how much did John's early production maybe open up things for you all on the perimeter?
I think credit to my teammates because, I mean, they were getting me the ball in the best position to score and just trying to execute.
Go right here to the front.
Mike Wilson, Knoxville News Sentinel. This one's for Josiah and Santi. Just how much fun is it to play in this offense when the ball's flying around the perimeter the way that it was today and everyone's getting the ball to everyone else in good positions to make shots?
For sure, I think it's really fun to play this way where, you know, everybody on the team just focusing on winning, nobody trying to get theirs. And I think it's really fun whenever we start moving and everybody starts moving off the ball on offense too. That's when we're playing our best basketball. Instead of just everybody standing still and watching the ball play one-on-one. So I think we did a great job with that today, especially knowing that they were going to switch everything on and off the ball. And like I said, I trust all my teammates making decisions with the ball. And if the shot is for them, they're going to take them. If it's for us, we're going to take them. And I think they did a great job today.
Let's go to Joe.
Joe Rex with The Athletic. For Kennedy and Santi, I actually want to ask you guys about one play in the first half, transition Kennedy, and you kind of threw back to Santi, and that three started 4 straight for you, and I think 7 of 8 to end the half. Just wondering what you saw in that play. Were you thinking try to get Santi a clean look, and then what did that shot, Santi, do for you for the rest of the half?
You know, for me, you know, Coach always tells me, you know, to push the ball. You know, I saw the paint was pretty packed. You know, I'm always looking for my shooters on the wing, either it's Josiah or Santi. You know, Santi always runs the court very well. And, you know, I saw him on the wing. You know, he's a great shooter, and, you know, he knocked it down. That's things that, you know, we worked on at practice, you know, just running the court and everybody sprinting down the court, getting ready to shoot the ball, and me kicking out to him.
Let's go over here.
Question for any of the players.
I'm sorry, you had a follow-up, Joe. My apologies. Go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
I think that, like I said before, all my teammates do a great job with decision-making with the ball every single time. They're going to find the open guy every single time. And in that case, KC did it. He found me, and I think it always feels good when you see the first one going in, just kind of getting rhythm. And after that, my teammates did a great job still finding me when I was open. So just got to say that it's due to my teammates.
Easy one for the players. Kyle with Sports Report Media. What do you say to the fans that all traveled up here? I mean, this place was full. It was rocking for you guys. What do you guys think about all the fans that are supporting you up here?
Let's have everybody start. Let's go Kennedy on down. Kennedy, you start with that one if you don't mind.
He said we all got it. So, you know, we love our fans. You know, they really support us. And, you know, I feel like we're the best fans in the country. You know, they support us every single game, either it's here or, you know, for them to watch it at home. So for everybody that traveled, you know, here to watch us play, we thank them and for the support, and we can't wait to see them again on Saturday, honestly.
John?
Yeah, on behalf of me and my teammates, we're all very appreciative of all of Vol Nation. We know that Vol Nation is the best fans in the country, and to me, being here for so long, that was honestly no surprise to me, and seeing how many fans we have here. So like I said, on behalf of me and my teammates, we really appreciate that, all the love and support that they give us, and we need them to keep coming out and supporting.
Josiah Jordan.
Ditto.
Succinct and to the point. Santiago.
Ditto. Whatever they said.
Well said by our first 2 student athletes. We only have time for one more for the student athletes. Go right ahead.
John Huang, Nolan Media. This is a question for John. Santi, you can chime in also, but you guys had such a big win last week. It was a huge week for you. What was the mindset going in this week? Were you trying to capitalize off of the big win and keep that momentum, or was it a matter of resetting and refocusing?
I think a little bit of both. Definitely keeping the momentum going, and you know, not changing anything that we're doing. But then we have a lot of goals throughout the season, and that was one of our goals. And then kind of, like you said, refocusing, resetting, and starting to focus on Longwood.
Yeah, like John said, I think it was a little bit of both. Keeping the good vibes, knowing that what we're doing works. I think it was really important, but at the same time, change our mindset and focus on what we had now. I think we did a super quick turnaround. We could have been still celebrating what we did in the SEC tournament, and I think everybody's mindset was in the right position. Everybody got a quick turnaround, and everybody started focusing on what we have now.
We'll dismiss the student athletes, guys. Congratulations and best of luck on Saturday. Let's get questions for Coach Barnes. Let's go right here, front left, and we'll come back over this way. Name and affiliation, please.
Hey, Coach. Mike Barber, Richmond Times-Dispatch, over here on the aisle. Okay. Sorry. Obviously, you guys have been strong defensively all year. Today, how happy were you with that part of your play? And is there still another level, or is it about maintaining what you're doing so well?
What we have been able to do is make some adjustments with this group because of the ability that Josiah has to play, that where we can go to a switching lineup. And even today, we were doing it a couple times with guys that we normally wouldn't do that with, because when we started the game, and again, Longwood is so well coached and they are so disciplined, and they really put you in some really tough situations. If we started the game trying not to switch, but they were really, because we wanted to defend a three-point line. We're normally a heavy gap team on the ball screen, and we were concerned about because they read it so well. They're just so well coached, and we felt like that. Again, probably around the 14-minute, 15-minute mark, we started switching everything, pretty much everything, and I thought our big guys did a really good job for us. But we've tried to be the best we can be defensively every night, and do I think we can get better? I think this time of year you've got to always think you can get better.
Let's go down front.
Ryan Trumpet, Rocky Top Insider. Just what has VJ done to kind of change his game in the last 4 weeks and become more of a consistent rotational player?
Well, again, because we were playing small and we wanted to stay fresh and stay aggressive, but VJ has, I've said before, he's never let go of the rope, and he keeps, he's locked in to what we want him to do defensively, and I thought he really made some really good decisions with the ball today, moving the basketball, and the fact is, as a coaching staff, we have confidence in him, but really probably more important, his teammates do. I mean, we were in a situation the last game, and Josiah, we're discussing some guys who we might think about putting in the game, and Josiah piped up right away and said, put VJ in the game. And we've talked about leadership, and we didn't even hesitate once Josiah said that. So I think it's a real compliment to VJ that the guys that have been with him the longest have that much confidence in him.
Let's go down front.
Rob Lewis with VolQuest.com. Rick, you don't have a ton of experience, NCAA experience on your team. I mean, Fulke's been around for a while, but not in this role. You just played one game last year. Did you worry about pregame jitters or your guys kind of stumbling out of the gates because of that?
Rob, I guess I'm concerned about all that, because there's just so many thoughts that go through your mind, but with that said, we are very transparent with our team about scenarios that happen, and we actually talked about the last time we were in this same situation right here with Wright State. We came out, showed where, and that team was a good defensive team, but came out totally not doing what we had done to get us to that point, and then we finally, around the 12-minute mark in that game, we started doing the things that we needed to do and got a nice win. And so we just said, hey, let's be ready to go from the beginning. Let's be who we are. Let's do what we've done to get us here. Let's trust each other, trust what we do. And I think Josiah, certainly Santi, and I thought Kennedy today was really locked in there too, but I thought Brandon was, because he knew he was going to have to play on the perimeter more. And Uros looked very winded to start with, and when John came in, he definitely impacted the game quickly on the offensive end. But it goes back to, I think, the guys that have been in it knew what we were up against, and again, had great respect for Longwood.
Let's go right here. Go ahead.
Hey, Rick. Trey Wallace, Outkick.com. I asked the players the same kind of question. You called a timeout right there, kind of around the 15-minute mark, and it seemed like you're a little agitated with the defense. What went into that conversation? What did you see when they first kind of started? Because then all of a sudden your team started hitting it from outside the perimeter.
Well, that was a situation where Uros blew two coverages, and that's really what we talked about. And he wasn't, I don't know, again, exactly why he did what he did. I mean, I thought he really struggled to start the game. I think he might have gotten hit a little bit, but we blew two ball screen coverages where it was non-existence, and that's why I called a timeout to get that back organized.
Right here in front.
Trick over here in Maryville Daily Times. Rick, going back to John, you did turn to him off the bench pretty early there. Just specifically, what did you see from him early on that kind of gave you all the spark?
Well, we went with it because, again, like I said, Urosh for some reason looked like he was just struggling physically to get up and down the floor, and John came in, and I think, you know, they started out as you would think, guarding Santi, almost like a takeout situation, and as well as Santi shot it today, you know, you did a great job passing the ball. But when they were spread out, and I do think people respect our shooting, and Folke gets some space in there, got some good assists from his teammates, and but again, I told him that he defensively too, because when we started switching, that was putting those guys on whoever it might be, but Folke definitely, I thought, was locked in, ready to play.